Hey guys, it's Ryan. This is going to be my video, Becoming a Better Player. This is part 2. It's going to focus on movement. There's going to be 2 parts of this. The first one's going to focus on the basics, which is going to be slide canceling, the bunny hop with the little extra Ryan hop, jump shotting, drop shotting, how to do them, why to do them, especially how to do them on controller or mouse and keyboard. Can go over both. If you feel like you understand one of these concepts, just go in the timestamp, skip it. There's going to be a part 2 to this though, which is going to be way more in depth on how to use these in combat and going over in combat movement. I'm going to have a test clip here. It's not a test clip, but this is against bots. It's going to show you the Ryan hop, a little bit of a bunny hop, a drop shot, and then a jump shot. And all these things, I'm going to go over slide canceling, how to do them and all that, but this little test clip, it's against bots, but just to show you, give you a little idea of the movement and what I hope to get. The next video, as I said, is going to focus more in combat, and I hope that one's good, but we're going to see. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. Peace. Alright, so first thing we're going to go over here is slide canceling. Slide canceling, simple. If you're on controller, it's going to be circle, circle, X. Now I want to repeat this. It's circle, circle, X if you're using default movement. If you're on Xbox, it's going to be B, B, A. Now you're going to start the sprint, you're going to slide, you're going to hit the crouch button, and then immediately after, you're going to hit the jump button. If you're on mouse and keyboard, the slide cancel is going to be C, C, space after you begin sprinting. One of the key things to understand about the slide cancel is that you want to be utilizing the tactical sprint to maximize it. Because when you normally tactically sprint or use a tactical sprint, it runs out after a little bit and then it has to regenerate. But if you slide cancel, the big thing is here is if you slide cancel, it resets the timer and the refresh. And as you'll notice, as I'm sprinting here, when my gun was up, that was a tactical sprint, and now it's down, I'm no longer tactical sprinting. You can see how much longer it takes. But when I was doing the slide canceling, as I'm going to go back and compare the two in time, I'm going to reset the tactical sprint. Now let's go over this comparison. Now when you watch this, it's only going to be marginally faster on the left, but you can see I'm resetting tactical sprint. But the other thing that you have to consider is there's a thing called sprint to fire time, and there's a thing called also tactical sprint to fire time. And that means when you're sprinting, the ability for you to go from sprinting to firing the gun has a certain amount of time, and it's usually between 100 milliseconds to somewhere around 250, 270, maybe 300. And if you're in the tactical sprint, it's from about 225 to maybe 350, 375. So using the slide cancel eliminates that, and that's huge. Here, I'm going to show you an example of how to use it in combat. See, as you notice there, I'm going to slide, I'm going to instantly cancel and aim in on the guy. I'll be touching more on the slide canceling in other videos on how to use it in combat, but now I'm going to move on to the bunny hop. And as you see there, I'm going to go over it again. You're going to see what it is. Yep, see that? I'm going to go over it and how to do it. So you're going to want to begin a tactical sprint, and then you're going to jump once, and right when you land, you need to hit the jump button immediately, and you're going to do that little launch thing right there. Now, when you use this in combat, it is so hard to hit someone who's doing a proper bunny hop and jumps around a corner because their momentum's just going to carry them to the side. It's super effective. Now, like everything else I've talked about, the slide canceling in this, in combat, it requires you to either play, if you're on controller, to play claw or have paddles, or to use a different controller layout that would allow you to hit the jump button while maintaining your finger on the right joystick to use this properly in combat. And with slide canceling, it's similar, but you don't need to use slide canceling in combat. Here, you know, when you jump around a corner and you hit that, it is so hard to hit you, but if you don't maintain your thumb on the right stick, it has a lot less use. And it's the same as jump shotting and drop shotting. Now, I'm going to show you a little variation on this called the Ryan hop. That's not the actual name, but it's just something that I found. I haven't seen too many videos on that I think it's just a little spicy. It's very situational, but I think you guys will like it. So this is the same idea, but if you do it from a high vertical place, your side momentum will carry over. So as you see there, I jump, and as I land on the edge, I do the bunny hop, and look at how far to the side it takes me. Now, if you practice this and actually get good at doing this in certain combat situations, it has a lot of use. I'm going to show you a smaller clip where it can be done on way smaller ledges, but to the same effect. In this next clip, I think the guy is to the left of me, so I do it, and look at that side hop. It's not just the same as a regular bunny hop. It has a little bit more sideways momentum, and if you go back to the test clip, I used it, and based on how much momentum from a slide or how high, it's going to affect it. All right, now let's go into jump shotting, because this one's very important. Jump shotting is one of the most important movement things to master. I'm just shooting into a wall here, but in almost every gunfight I get into, I'm either jump shotting, drop shotting, or using one of these movement techniques. The reason why it's so important is because when you jump, you have the movement that takes you and it's so hard to hit you. If you get used to this, that when you get shot, you practice jumping to shoot, I promise with overtime and you keep practicing it, you built it as a habit so that when you get used to it, you get used to jumping right to left. Listen, I'm not going to go into the details because that's for part 2, because I'm telling you, there's so much to this. And when you listen and you learn this, it's going to help master your game. And you're going to be winning so many more gunfights when you're out moving kids. You're juking them. I'm telling you, you can juke kids' bullets with movements. And that's something very few people do. But the issue is you have to either play claw on controller, or you have to have paddles or a jump or a layout that's going to allow you to hit the jump button without sacrificing your aim. I know I've gone over this, but claw is what I use. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it does work for me. So if you can use it, try it, see how you like it. Now the last thing I'm going to go over here is drop shotting. We're going to go back to the test clip here pretty soon. Let's get into that point. But drop shotting is very similar to jump shotting, but the idea is you're going to have to be able to hit circle and lay down and shoot at the same time. And this is easier to do on controller without claw if you want to run the tactical controller layout, but I don't run that. I necessarily recommend it. But if you do, that would also mean slide canceling would be, look at that example of the Ryan hop, by the way. But if you're on tactical, it would be right stick, X to, or A, based on your system of choice. But at the end of this clip, after I do the Ryan hop and I do a jump shot, I use a drop shot. The drop shot, I'm going to go into more how to use it and when to use it in the next video, the part 2. And that's what I'm going to get into because, you know, hey, this video, I covered the basics. It's time to get into part 2 and what I think that's going to cover. And in that video, I'm going to focus more on situations like this in the video where you're actually going to use these movement techniques in combat situations to come out on top and be the better player. This is to end a 1v1. I'm going to use a slide cancel and a jump to dodge this guy's bullets, to put him down, to win the game. That's what part 2 is going to go over. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is just, you know, the second one. The next one's going to be coming out soon. I want to get it out this week. I'm going to have more videos coming this week. I'm going to also start streaming. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, but if you do, thanks. All right, peace, boys.